Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to bring you a game between the team I will be calling We Heart Steel Series, or DRMZLEDIONSTEEL Series. I'm guessing that means something Steel Series, something like We Love Steel Series or something like that. In Filipino, because they're a Filipino team. Yes, they're a Pinoy team. And they're going up against the MSI-evoGT, the net.com team. Judged behind MSI-evoGT. They do have two stand-ins, Dokokoi and No Fear. See, why can't people just have IDs like No Fear? And they go for a Keeper of the Light first pick. And evoGT goes for a Keeper of the Light first pick. Even though Batrider was still left in the pool, bans were Nyx Assassin and Wisp instead of the expected Nyx Assassin. Batrider 2 bans. And MSI and evoGT decided to go and ban out the Lifestealer and the AM, the two scary carries that they feared. I don't know why the anti-mage. I mean, if you got done with our last cast, my last cast, you just saw a 16-minute anti-mage game that lost to a Divine Reaper Windrunner. So, anti-mage is beatable, even in 60-minute games.
Reserve time.
And yes, there's the Batrider. So, I mean, very standard Shadow Demon, kind of the way to work around Batrider, and Batrider is really good. But evoGT do pick up the Keeper of the Light, and they do get the Magnus, and that was the reason for it. They wanted to go for the Keeper of the Light Phantom Lancer combination. So, it's gonna be a Phantom Cancer, guys. Guys, stick with me if I lose hope halfway through. It's just probably gonna be another really long, really farm-focused game. Don't get me wrong, they have their place, but it's 10 o'clock at night, and I've been at school today, so I'm pretty tired. But still, doing what I can to help you guys out. I wonder if it's just like I'm still just like fascinated with that name, DRMZLEDION. I wonder if that's the name, and then Steel Series is the sponsor, and they just like didn't do it like every other people. Anyways, Rubik must pick up. Pretty much denies them the support, but it also means they're going really defensive. Shadow Demon and Rubik are not the best gankers in the entire world. They're probably gonna leave that up to the Batrider.
Radiant team back.
And so now, DRMZLEDION Steel Series. So it's going to be Steel Series for evoGT. So Steel Series is banning out Blown Druid, probably just going to be banning out mainly long laners. Meanwhile, evoGT, feeling that the TA could still be a possibility, bans it out. Batrider pretty much the hard counter to
Dire team ban.
To TA, and I'm wondering, did they not realize that?
Team ban.
Okay, I guess they're very set on this being an off lane or a jungle Batrider, or an off lane Batrider that goes into the jungle. Because they've just banned out 2 other mids, actually 3 other mids.
Dire team ban.
I do not agree with those bans at all. I feel like whoa, excuse me. 3 hard carry bans would have been much stronger. Getting rid of the Void, for one, could have been huge. Void does fantastic against Phantom Lancer. Anything else that disrupts team fights, something like even as a Panda for the mid, to help this. Even though Magnus would get more farm out of it, the Panda would do a huge amount to disrupt the team fights. And the Sand King ban, pretty smart. I mean, Keeper can replenish his mana, but I'm guessing it'll be. I want to say a Chen out of evoGT. Something that doesn't require a lot of mana as a support, pretty much, because Keeper will be funding most of that mana with Phantom Lancer. So either a setup for the Phantom Lancer, which is what Sand King would have done. So that would have worked really well. But so Darkseer's their long laner. That makes enough sense. DRM Steel Series. If that is a long lane bat, then it means they still need to pick up their mid. What?
Team pick.
Here. An Earthshaker. Alright. Please pick up the hardest of all hard carries in the entire world, so I'm not confused. Because that looks like 3 supports and a Bat Rider. Which means that's a Rubik mid, or a Shadow Demon mid. Either or would be really interesting. I think it's probably a Rubik mid. That would make sense. Yeah, Rubik mid. And then Lena Shadow Demon as the setup for a Faceless Void. Just be a Faceless Void. Just let me understand it and everything as life as we know it as a Faceless Void. Because that is what makes sense. That is just the logical choice in this situation. So then we'd have a Magnus mid and a Gyrocopter. Alright. Yeah, that makes sense. I'll accept it. If I can, killing off all the illusions of the Phantom Lancer. And that could even be an aggressive tri-lane. Yeah, that could be a Shadow Demon, Lena, Gyro aggressive tri-lane against the 2 most defensive supports of the game. Never mind. You never want an aggressive tri-lane against a Coddle and an Earthshaker. Coddle because Eliminate rapes all your health, and Earthshaker because he can block you in and you're taking more damage, or you could get locked behind the tower or stuff like that. But just really, really obnoxious and hard to deal with. Alright, so on the side of Steel Series, we have Yosh playing the Shadow Demon, Jules playing the Rubik, La playing the Bat Rider, we have JYC going with the Lena, and we have Owie? Sure I'm saying that right, yeah, Owie on the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, we have the stand-in, however you say his name, Dokokoi. Yeah, Dokokoi on the Darkseer. We have the Core 3 MSI, or the EvoGT guys on the bottom lane with TNC playing the Keeper of the Light. I hate people who put like the same thing at the back. Okay, KRR on the Keeper of the Light. We have God, how do you say that name? Let's go with Oyer. We're going with TO on the Phantom Lancer and Cast. Yeah, Cast on the Earthshaker with a mid No Fear. And yep, just like I said, it is going to be a
regeneration.
Rubik. So I guess they just know. Probably, I mean, they're both Pinoy teams in Dota 2. That's pretty uncommon. I am totally in the wrong screen. I apologize, guys. I need to go to I need to go to Expert Academy. So it looks like they probably just knew this team pretty well. Just knew this was going to be an offlane bat. Probably after seeing the PL and the PL Coddle lane. Probably just like, alright, this is gonna end up poorly. We just send anybody at all down here. So let's just send Bat to the jungle. And you know, we've already got it covered. So yeah, they're kind of just saying, alright, you know what? Like I kind of predicted it's gonna be 2 really farming heavy carries. Just going at it. Because that's what they do. Ooh, that's unlucky. He got the not fun creeps. Meanwhile, Coddle paused the game because the Phantom Lancer has disconnected. But alright. Power Rider just gonna start his jungling. Kind of sad because he got a Kill Troll Priest, which really needs a new model. That is And it's kind of disgusting. You look at that. 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 Yeah, that's ugly. I am that picky. But I mean, nothing really has happened so far in this game. Rubik and Magnus should trade pretty evenly, if not perfectly evenly. You can see Rubik's already got his bottle up, just getting 7 last hits. Hasn't missed a creep so far, I believe. He'll probably miss this one though. Just accepts it. And Earthshaker just gonna be doing the pulling, the coddle, deboarding. He'll probably just be staying in lane with the PL for the most part. Or no, he won't. He'll be juggling also. He'll be doing stacking and, and flossing down the big creeps. Yeah, PL. It's got the new cool looking spear. It's his left shoulder's kind of naked though. It's kind of weird for the portrait. Because you know what? That's probably the most exciting thing to talk about right now. It's literally all we're going to be seeing for the first couple minutes. And once again, nothing wrong with it.
No use crying over spilled.
As I say that, that is the dead Magnus.
Was only a matter of time.
Alright, so that's 2 for 2. I've missed first blood, and they both been in mid. So I apologize for that. I'll probably just focus on mid for a little bit now. But yeah, Rubik getting a very early first blood on the Magnus. And that Fable does just a ton of damage. My question is, how did the Magnus get himself down that low? Also, he has Skewer. What? Just run away. I must have gotten lifted and taking a ton of creep damage. And the Fable harassed to death. That would be my guess anyways. So we just kind of see Batrider getting whatever farm he can. Another Hill Priest. It's very sad. Yeah, doing what he can. Meanwhile, just trading Shockwave for Fade Bolt. And yeah. Let's say I was all tabbed and missed first blood. But yeah. Another pause coming out of the hero of the light. And that is my face right now. Yeah, tactical pause. Anyways. Mid. Looking, like it stabilized quite a bit. No fear, just gonna try and get whatever he can out of this. Once again, just kind of lift up. But actually, he kind of almost screwed himself over for a skewer, but smart enough to realize it backed off. That might actually be why. That if you do that tactic with the Fable, will actually killing creep really fast and still do a ton of harassment. So you're able to get not only the runes, but the ability to do a ton of harassment to the hero.
Someone's having technical difficulties.
And that's one of the casters, I believe, that just got bumped out. So, I'm sorry, Mr. Caster Man. That's the best of us. Except if you cast from replays like I do. Then it doesn't. But it looks like we have a possible gank happening on lane with the Earthshaker. Just gonna back off because he doesn't see anybody. And actually an Invis room on the Keeper of the Light. Skewer up onto the high ground, gets lifted up. However, the Earthshaker smash barely doesn't block him out. So it looks like he will probably get away here. Rubik actually did manage to steal Skewer now, so if he really needed to, he can just Skewer himself away to victory or to life. Just like the life though, but he doesn't want that, so he gets the pretty much I'd say the best spell for Rubik in the game outside of ultimates, which is Fissure. Huge damage, but you have the mana pool support, and one of the main faults with it is cast time so huge. So yeah. Skewers up, still with haste, just gonna get lifted up, drop back down, wanded up, and now he'll have his bottle to just use and
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
Unbelievably strong with that instant cast time.
The Dire best do something about that bottom tower.
Right at level 5 though, actually.
Radiant's top tower is in bad
level
shape.
3. That Firefly's gonna run out pretty soon.
Radiant's top
Meanwhile,
tower's
we're still chasing. We're still saying, alright, we got this, but I don't see it. Actually, never mind, support comes in from the back, gets the very, very nice stun combo on to Magnus, but he still managed to get a shockwave up on the high ground and kill the Rubik, so that's a 1-for-1 trade with supports getting the XP on the side of DRM and
can't do nothing
and the
about
XP
dire
going the way
structures right
of the
now.
Magnus on
Guess what's
the side of
happening to Dire's bottom
MSI-evoGT.
Radiant's top tower is taking hits.
That's 6
Dire
minutes,
just
something
couldn't
that
save
probably
that
Fortnite
bottom
should have
tower.
happened, but still the bottom tower goes down.
Radiant's top tower is in bad shape.
That's all there is to it. Bottom tower goes down. And because there's someone here now, there's going to be the Phantom Lane spam, and he is sad. But tubular down here.
Denied.
Who will be free things in the entire world? Meanwhile, in mid, Rubik still having a nice time. Gonna find himself a haster. I believe that's all the runes he's gotten except for that one where he almost died, where the keeper did manage to pick it off. Skewer level 3 for the Rubik. They pretty much are at equal level now. Pretty much doing the equivalent of trading 1-for-1, but one was first blood, and pretty much made it so you could get a nice little early advantage in lane. And nothing's wrong with just the little advantages, or the little things in life. Meanwhile, Batrider at 7 minutes is still level 4. Actually, I wonder. Yeah, he is the lowest level in the game. You can actually jungle unbelievably quickly on Batrider. You just don't get Firefly, or you don't get Firefly level 1. You just killed them. You do this over and over again, except this should be at 4 stacks instead of 1 stack, and this should be at dead. It should be at dead right now.
Top tower's hurting.
But you just get sticky napalm level 1, so you can do more damage. Then you just kill the easy camp twice really quickly early on, and get level 2. Then continue, because you can kill it before it respawns if you don't get a hill. If you don't get a hill camp, that's the main thing. Everyone gets hill camps. Also, I'm an idiot.
Radiant's top tower's in bad shape.
So Darkseer managed to kill off Gyro on the top lane without my mentioning of anything. Wow. I am sorry. Yeah. That was before the haste rune.
Looks like we lost one.
But anyways. Regardless. Still, he's dead. And I heard a lift. I didn't hear a lift. Heard a lift? I didn't. Alright. I didn't hear a lift. Anyways, yeah, so now it's pretty much switched to dual lane mid, with the Lina and the Rubik, which is actually very, very possible. So you just use Lina as the setup now, or the Lina has a setup now, and she has a ton of levels. Just that the level 6, and again, just that pulling proving to be extremely, extremely effective. And the Shadow Demon, just doing juggling. Yeah, see, I mean, everything's kind of working out for them. Rubik with double damage is just going to be able to sit in front of the lane now. Actually does manage to have 10 more last hits than the Magnus. Mainly because he's getting banged up. Right up here, and probably this Gyro is going to walk into the saddest trap of his entire life. But I think he saw him, so he's going back. Or at least he saw the, no, you just sensed it. Who knows? Regardless, Jules has just had the mid lane all to himself. Oh, just do yourself.
Tower's getting the business.
But that PL is being PL and just pushing out the lane as much as he wants. Usually going for a couple points into this. Where's his extra points? 2, 6, 7, 8. Oh, Toy read that as. I think he's a high level than this. put going the standard PL build now, which is only to get 1 point to double walk if you have this very, very easy lane. So you can get the juxtapose up really quickly. Smoke coming out from the Batrider and the 2 supports. Gonna probably look for a pick off on this PL when he comes back up. There is, yep, Shadow Demon does have dust. So you dusted, and okay, that was bad. I think you just missed quick, but still, that's bad. So that was a pretty much a waste of an opportunity. 100 gold for the smoke plus 90 gold for the dust, and they didn't get any out of it. So the enemy team didn't really even lose anything out of it. Creeps are already pushing away. What they should have done is they should have looped up and around and deboarded that, because right now that doesn't see this ward. But I mean, that's just like really, really unlucky by DRM. But meanwhile, I mean, we can look. Pretty much both teams are farming very, very efficiently. PL is sitting on about 7 last hits a minute, which isn't the best, but it's still, because the best is 10. Their best is 8. Yeah, I think the best is 8. So very close to being the best. That's actually, yeah, it's 7 last hits a minute plus all the siege catapults. Yeah. So really well done by this Phantom Lancer so far. Proven to be extremely effective at farming. This gyro would be somewhere up there too if you took out the creep kills and accepted the fact, and took out his death. But it looks like this smoke gank is going to come up. He's just going to casually be stacking this, but at the same time he is also going to be dead. RP, including the foot jungle creeps, just going to be dying to this ion shell. It's actually 2 really, really big kills on a gyrocopter they can't afford. They went for a very, very support-heavy lineup, including the Rubik in mid, and even though he's going to have his 4 staffs soon, and should be getting drums for his team also, because I don't think anybody else will be getting drums, and it'll help the Batrider out quite a bit. They need to get something done early, and they need to do it really well. Disruption actually goes off, and not going to kill the Godel. Actually, they might. Yeah, they're going to purge him. Now they're going to kill him. Ooh, wasted a second ulti. They really could have used that on something else, like the Magnus. But just proving their hatred for the Sadman, and actually will end up going down regardless. The Light Strike Array doing a ton of damage with the Soul Catcher Shadow Poison max out will be finishing him off. Meanwhile, this Rubik is doing as they call the Ramboing. All the while, PL farming away has one of his Blade of Alacrities up after getting Drums Aquila and Tranquils to work for that defusal. So proving to be very effective so far. And this gyro right now honestly can't do anything, and for whatever reason he's trying to fight here. Yeah, see, he's going to be dying now. So that is a huge kill by the Phantom Lancer, getting the solo kill. Now pretty much 2 levels up on the gyro, and 20 last hits ahead at 14 minutes. That is a big deal. And we should see a gold advantage, definitely in the favor of evoGT. Only a couple hundred, but we can see that last kill actually having a huge impact. No one saw the time indicator on. No one saw me actually hit the time remaining. Still, regardless, Rubik's gonna lift up, and the disruption is gonna go down, plus the extra damage, and the extra damage with the Light Strike Array. Just a little bit too much damage for them to handle. And this is what I was saying with evoGT. They probably should have not focused so much on the bans out of the middle, even though they did get the right prediction, which is that, you know, they're gonna run the middle, or they're gonna not run the Batrider middle. So I give them much props for that. However, I feel like banning out the two. Whenever you see a Rubik or a Shadow Demon pick up really early, I feel like you just need to ban out the Lestrak and the Lina, because the combination just is too much damage. Like, just being perfectly frank. And RP gonna go ahead and be used on Jules. Meanwhile, the Phantom Lancer can go down, which is a huge pickoff. But at the same time, this this Rubik, a really nice force staff. It's actually gonna go away just fine. Once he overstays his welcome, which it doesn't look like he's going to. And it looks like this Earthshaker is also going to be going down. He gets blocked on the head and last hit by the Batrider. So huge couple of kills coming the way of DRM. Looks like they got the Magnus, and then they picked up the Phantom Lancer and the Earthshaker. So just all nice pickups all around. And I really just disabled that. Meanwhile, this Rubik just living life on the edge of glory, and no one's gonna bring it down. Magnus, 15 minutes or 16 minutes, still doesn't have his blink. Not the worst, but definitely not ideal. It's 4 deaths, really hurting him quite a bit. Ideally, you want to have your blink dagger at 15 minutes after you get boots and arcanes and bottle, but once again, he's had a hard game, so we'll cut him some slack. He's saying, "Oh, you're bad." Just like, "Oh, you've had a rough game." So Jules probably gonna be working towards that blink dagger next. That's kind of on Fed supports. That's kind of the build to go. Dendi being the first one to really do it, but it makes it so you can just get around so easily, especially with Rubik. You just get like all these really nice spell steals off. It was really popular during the time when Tidehunter was like the banner pick, because that Ravage just did so much for your team fights, and you could stay outside of Ravage range and then instantaneously force staff blink back in and steal it, and you'd have pretty much Tidehunter, everything that was good about Tidehunter on your team plus the magic resist. So really popular back then, not the best now, but still really good. I think that was just a purge used out on. No, that was used on players here. But it looks like they're gonna get this bottom tower with some relative ease, or not relative ease, but soon enough. Flamebreak going out and actually pushing the Earthshaker back for the Lightshaker away. Huge RP going out on 3, and actually, or 2 or 3. Couldn't actually tell. But regardless, Charlie killed, put Magnus right back into this game, and that will be his blink dagger right now. Yep. And Phantom Lancer has his defusal. So a lot of these core items coming through, including Darkseer with this mechanism. The Earthshaker did manage to get his arcane boots up, which is enough, which is better than most Earthshakers at 20 minutes. So really not bad at all. Meanwhile, the counter push is just coming out. Ooh, yes, they are gonna get the last zoo out onto the Phantom Lancer, but do they have enough damage to bring him down? No, Echo Slam is gonna end up taking out the Rubik. Shadow Demon is gonna come back in with the Purge and the Soul Catcher, probably trying. No, actually that mech is probably gonna keep him alive. Yeah, it will keep him alive. If that mech wasn't there, he would be dead. No, he wouldn't. He would have been alive no matter what, but that mech certainly just making sure of it. And yeah, very nice kill attempt with the Earthshaker there to disrupt stop the Rubik from being able to do what he wanted, and ends up just playing dumb. And the Shadow Demon ends up being caught out on the wrong side of a wall. So does Lina, and both go down to the Phantom Lancer. Meanwhile, he's going to get flame broken back, and I believe he doesn't have any sort of double walk up, so he goes down with, I wouldn't say ease, but goes down as collateral instead of just having a free 2 pickoffs. And that ends up being much better for the team of DRM. And Jules had a really lucky Invis rune that he was saving up, and now going to just go ahead and use it to escape to safety, while simultaneously getting another kill on the Magnus. So right after that, Magnus had that great RP, was feeling all confident about himself, right back down. Gonna delay his next item, which actually Batrider's stuck here, so he's gotta kill the creeps. Which will either be, depending on what he wants to go for, Refresher or Staff. I've seen that quite a bit. Just because you can get in for those non-related skewer RPs with a little bit more ease. Not to mention you can get out of situations even better. Skewer, Force Staff, and Blink, so literally no one can ever catch you. So yeah, this little ancient stack gonna be killed off by the Gyrocopter, who does have his Shadow Blade up now. Probably gonna be looking for a BKB next. Just there's a lot. It'll block the Illuminate, it'll block the Earthshaker's damage. Just making sure he doesn't die here, because that'd be really funny. Yep, doesn't die, but he's pretty close.
Dyer's mid tower could use a little help.
So you actually gonna go fisting? I am fascinated by what's about to happen. Yeah, you will. Yeah, just using Yosh to tank that up. Actually, Yosh went for a Vitality booster just to give him that extra HP up. So I mean, congrats on him for getting that extra money, and I do approve of it because, yeah, just because it gives you more HP than a bracer does, or 2 bracers do, and it's more efficient. That's what I use bracers for anyways, HP. So it's just like a nice little boost, like a vitality boost. Yeah, I just did that. Yeah, Keeper of the Light running around on really nothing at all. Earthshaker getting a little bit closer to his Blink Dagger, but you know, not close by any stretch of the imagination. PL is a ways off. Let's just call it that. He's a ways off from his Manta style. And at 21 minutes, you'd probably expect him to be a little bit closer. Maybe have the Ultimate Orb already up, but he's got 2 deaths to his name now, and that makes him sad. So he's able to be all grouchy for a little bit and be like, well, maybe I don't want to. You know what? That's fine. What I find is funny is the Rubik is actually more farmed than the ooh, actually might get the courier pick off. No. But he's actually more last hits than the gyro. However, I feel at this point we can switch to net worth. We see that the net worth for that PL is still the highest, and understandably so. However, the next 3 are all dire. If you remember our last game, we had a very similar situation like this one. We will actually solo RP onto Jules. I'm gonna get RP back into everything imaginable, into the Earthshaker wall, plus the Keeper Illuminate, and a Vacuum, and an Ion Shell, and a Death. So, nice teamwork coming out from the side of evoGT. Just gonna go ahead and push out the top lane while the Rubik's dead. Rubik being pretty much the main counter pusher on the side of DRM.
You know the
other
than looking fortified.
Other than the gyro, he's kind of just wandering around right now. And he's actually gonna go for Yasha next, so I'm just gonna go for that combat gyro, doing as much extra damage as possibly can.
The Dire might want to mine that's forward a roll.
Not actually sure what he's going to want to go for. However, Darkseer does get a kill out on the Batrider, trying to engage into this. It's just an absolute mess. Phantom Lancer's going to go ahead and drop his illusion on there, but however, it's not the real one. He's just going to go ahead and attack her to death. And this is going to be another 2 nice, easy pick-offs by the Radiant. Actually 3, I'm sorry, I forgot to include the Batrider kill-off. And yeah, so that's a 3 dead for the side of evoGT for the present one, and actually going to be 4. These walls have been, I wouldn't say the best, but they've been doing a ton to contribute to the team fight. Every single team fight, kind of explaining why he has 10 assists out of the 15 kills, which is really good for support. Especially someone like Earthshaker, who doesn't exactly have the insta-win support ability like Fade Bolt, which bounces through literally everything, or Zeus, who just actually hits on everything. But still, look, this Phantom Lancer is just doing too much work. He's just absolutely insane. All the illusions do die to that cooldown, though. So this is what they were thinking. See, this is what I was thinking. They could have easily just run a support gyro and get the exact same thing as they're getting out of this right now. So right now he's not doing nearly enough damage. He's not farmed enough to be considered like the hard carry to compete with the Phantom Lancer. And they didn't even run him in an aggressive lane, so you can't say like, oh, you know, it makes sense that they're not on the same level. No, it doesn't. They need to be on the same level to make it an even trade. And what was this gyro doing? He was dying to a solo Darkseer instead. So, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that OE is playing like awfully by any stretch of the imagination. Just he's not carrying as hard as this Phantom Lancer is. And this Phantom Lancer, look, he's already he got the casual Yasha, so he's not going for the Manta right away because he's going to get his heart up. And he'll have his heart up, and I'd probably say before the 30-minute mark. So he's going to have Diffusal, Heart, and Yasha, Drums, and Aquila all before the 30-minute mark. Which is extremely, I wouldn't say extremely far, but because that's redundant and extremities kind of convolute the English language. But I mean, it's a it's a really nice job out of this Phantom Lancer. So looks like they're gonna go ahead and try and get this pick off on the Keeper of the Light, and gonna get it with relative ease. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Darkseer is going to try and get the vacuum off. However, the nice 4-staff timing is going to stop that. Sharpshoot is going to come out of Yash, and yeah, he does end up actually getting stunned by that. But the Lina does get picked off in the process. The pipe absorbing most of the damage from the Lubina blade, so not having to worry about that at all. Meanwhile, Darkseer vacuuming their Ion Shelling himself, and that is an RP into an Earthshaker Fissure and a sad support. And meanwhile, this Phantom Lancer army is just being huge. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. And that is also a dead pick. That is something to describe it. Fissure on the wrong side, however, still going to go down. Just might take out. Actually, no, he'll be able to get out just fine. So a little bit of a misplay on the Earthshaker's part. However, the Fissures work. I mean, the cast time's a little bit longer in Dota 2 than it is in Dota 1. So it's a lot harder, and just how they decide, how the algorithm decides which side of the wall you're on, works just ever so slightly differently than the Warcraft 3 engine. Enough to make it so that at the pro level play, what you thought would put somebody on the right side actually ends up putting them on the wrong side every once in a while.
Dire's mid tower's nothing now.
Phantom Lancer are actually going to miss the last hit in the tower, but it's going to once again bring him enough enough not only to have his heart, but also to have another 1,200 gold. So this Phantom Lancer is enjoying himself quite greatly. Meanwhile, we look over onto the side of DRM, and we see after these last couple of engagements, their growth has kind of been done. Gyro's actually going to go for a straight Manta style. Or not straight Manta style, but he's going to finish off his Manta style. Instead of going for something more defensive, maybe just a casual Yasha into a BKB. But no, he's going to go and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to take that because it's mine. So he'll be able to Manta split out of the PL slow. And the charge, the skewer slow. Yeah. But really nothing else. He'll not be able to like really get out of any other huge abilities. It's not like there's a death prop or something like that.
Guess what's happening to Dire's bottom tower
or anything like that. But yeah, they're just gonna go ahead and push out the bottom lane. This Phantom Lancer just saying, you know what, screw it. Got 2400 health and as much health in Jen as I'll ever want and or need. So, you know, just go take this out, you know, take out the bottom T2. Meanwhile, there is some counter pushing going on, or there's some pushing going on. But Rubik just TD out. And there's going to be a nice engagement here. Darkseer not getting the wall he wanted, actually only going to get the RP on the Lina. However, Lina goes down very quickly. No fear going to get lassoed up, so the Magnus is going to go down. However, that is a very nice potential. Oh yeah, Echo Slam was on cooldown. You say that's a very nice potential Echo Slam setup. This Darkseer wall ends up being placed like pretty much perfectly. Picks off the gyrocopter. All that's left is a 2-for-2 trade. and a Radiant
Here's what's
Courier
happening
down.
to Dyer's bottom tower.
And I believe, yes, they are gonna have technically defended this. They see it, Rubik's still up, they're like, you know what, he's got a Yules now, he's scary enough in his own right. And we just won't be able to kill the tower fast enough for the Lina and the Gyro to come back up. Or they'll be both back up in time to help defend. So the Phantom Lancer managed to pick up his next level of Diffusal Blade, burning 12 more mana a hit, and with all, oh god, how many illusions are there? Max illusions 8, yeah. So with all 8 illusions, plus himself and his soon-to-be Manta, will all be burning, so him and his 10 illusions will each be burning an additional 16 mana. So that's an 160 extra mana burn per hit over the 200. Is actually a very, very significant jump, at least in the damage coming out directly from Diffusal. So always upgrade your Diffusal Blade if you get the chance. I'm not saying delay any of your big core items like a heart. However, you know, between your heart and your Manta, you can go ahead and pick it up. 1,000 investment, and it'll buff up your Manta when it comes out, or get it right after your Manta, so it'll have its max impact right afterwards. But meanwhile, DRM gonna try and find a way to get back into this game. Not gonna just lose to a Phantom Cancer just because, well, they didn't get him. And they're gonna go ahead and take a Roche. Get the Aegis of El Immortal. Put it onto the Gyrocopter. And yeah, I believe MSI is just going to screw it. You know what, that's fine. We're going to take a fight though. And this is the start of said fight, and it's going to start with a Lina pickoff. Or is it? Yeah, Lina pickoff. And that's a huge thing. And next going to be followed up with a Shadow Demon pickoff. I'm saying like these, like they're the fruit of the month. This is the Shadow Demon pickoff. Very rare. Anyways, there's an RP coming out onto what turns out to be both the Batrider and the Rubik, and this is just gonna be GG. I'm sorry, this Gyrocopter, even with Aegis the Immortal, won't be able to hold off this level 21 Phantom Lancer with every item you could have wanted. Yep, and that's an ultra kill coming out of the Phantom Lancer, and probably gonna be bot T3. And the Lina has DC'd, so I'm guessing.
You know the drill.
MSI. MSI. Oh, it stands for Dreams Legion. There we go. Now, how do you get Dreams Legion out of that? Oh my god. Could have just Dream LG. Anyways, this is just the slaughterhouse. I mean, Phantom Lancer just going beyond godlike at this point. Further proof that Phantom Lancer is a silly hero, and he's just going into the base, gonna go ahead and take out Yosh. So, and pretty much has his talisman. Here he has his talisman, the evasion. Yeah, Buff Monkey, guess what I was thinking. I mean, yeah, there's really nothing else to say here. This is just a game where there's a Phantom Lancer who did well. I'm just gonna go ahead and take down this tower now. Creeps here in the base, there's no backdoor regen.
Hope the Dire weren't partial to that.
I mean, you know, 200 off his battle fury, or not his battle fury, his thing, his heart, or his butterfly. I can words. Now the chase. Now the anti-chase. Cooldown's gonna go down. Get it? Cooldown's going down. And nothing's really gonna come of it. I mean, ooh, really nice, little jukes and jives coming out from the Rubik. However, won't be able to save himself forever. Especially with that Diffusal coming out, the Diffusal charge coming out, and that Rubik just kind of falls over. Next up is the Shadow Demon, who's going to try and make his own little army of illusions. However, since they're missing, that sucks, and they won't be able to. The chance to duplicate won't be there, at least nearly as much. Main one did duplicate out. Let's go for him. And actually, the Earthshaker went down to the gyrocopters, just his rocket. Which did he max out? Yeah, he maxed out his rocket, so he didn't even have that much damage, because he had no point in stats. So that's 19 and 2 and 10 for the Phantom Lancer. Just having the game of his life. Not even a bias butterfly, just say, you know what, score screen's gonna show the fact that I pretty much had 10k gold. And that's what the people will see. That's what the people want. We're just gonna go back to Divine Rapier and really be what the people want.
Dyer's mid-rags ain't
Please
doing
do it.
so hot.
Yes, he does.
Dyer couldn't hang
So
on
now there's
that
gonna be a Divine
mid-tower.
Rapier. Just because, you know, there's always a chance for a comeback. And a gyrocopter with a Divine Rapier is that. But Phantom Lancer, gonna just, you know, kind of casually tap the Rubik to death. And then the Shadow Demon's gonna die. Darkseer also buys a Divine Rapier because Darkseer Divine Rapier is even stronger because now there's 2 of them. And like, he doesn't even use his Divine Rapier hit. It just dies. Oh, meanwhile, the Darkseer went and hit him, and so he died. And even though this game was really close for a long time, it really just spiraled out of control in favor of this PL. The second that there needed to be some form of carrying happened, as soon as any form of carrying needed to happen, the Phantom Lancer just kind of said, you know what, I can do this. And the Gyro was like, I think I can do this, and I think I can do this, and he thought as much as he could, but then he couldn't, and he just kind of fell over. Anyways, that's the end of the game between MSI-evoGT and Dream Legion, as their flag says, but their name does not. For the Netolic, I can't even say it. For the tournament that I just casted, that I should know that name for. But anyways, really nice, kind of clean game from evoGT. The pretty much old school Rubik MIB is fun to see again, and it still works. I mean, it showed, just didn't have the same impact as something like as the Magnus did as the game got later and later. Anyways, this has been Ditone. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/DitoneDota, Twitter, twitter.com/Ditone, and Twitch channel, twitch.tv/XESDitone. Also make sure to support the tournament, Netolic 2nd edition tournament. The keys, or the passes on Dota 2 for like $4. Definitely buy it. Huge teams coming up soon after the group stages are done, just for the group stages. Got teams like Orange, got new VG Gaming with ZSMJ coming up. Gonna be really fun. Can't wait to see it. And yeah, make sure to also just thanks a ton for Reidy, doing a ton of work around the esports scene, doing a ton of sponsoring, and gotta love them. So yeah, thanks again for watching, and see you soon.